ready. Okay, we good to go?
All right, try it.
Okay. All right, we'll start with a invocation like we usually do, completely optional. Please rise and we'll Councilman Spears, please say the invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the beautiful weather that we've had. We just thank you for those that have come out tonight to do the town's business. We pray for wisdom in all the decisions that we make. And we also pray for wisdom for those that are in leadership throughout our country, Lord. And just pray that they make wise decisions for all of us people in this country. And now, Lord, we think of all the men and women that are serving our country in our armed forces here in America and also abroad. We just pray that you'll watch over them and keep them safe and watch over their families while they're away. And we ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen. We call this meeting of the Deerpark Town Board to order at 7:45 p.m. And will Councilman Dean lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, we'll start tonight with roll call and attendance. Councilman Trovey is absent. Councilman Spears? Here. Councilman Dean? Here. Councilman Hoover is absent, and Supervisor Bravidic is here. 3 members having answered to their name, a quorum is present. Okay, any additions or changes to the agenda?
I have none.
I have none.
And I have none as well. Opening board comments, Councilman Spears?
I'm going to wait till later, thank you.
All right, Councilman Dean?
Same.
And I will wait till later as well. Under presentations and communications, we had a request from Mr. Gary Southard to do a organ donation presentation or a program on that. I do not see Mr. Southard, so we will dispense with that and move on to approval of minutes of the previous meetings for May 13, 2013 and June 10, 2013. And has everybody read over those minutes?
Yes. Motion.
Moved by Councilman Dean to accept?
Yes.
Okay, to accept those minutes, and I need a second.
Second?
Seconded by Councilman Spears. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? Motion carried 3-0. Public comment period, 3 minutes per person, agenda items only. Do we have anyone? No, we don't. Okay. We'll move to new business. The first order of new business is the introduction of local law number 3 of 2013. This is a local law entitled the Town of Deerpark Road Preservation Law. And it's a pretty long document, so we won't go through it and read it. But what I would like to do is have this published, or have this put into the record with the town clerk. Also have it published on the website for people to read, and also as a little synopsis of where this is coming from. What this road preservation law is all about is if there are any huge or big projects that are scheduled for the town, typically there are large trucks involved that travel on our local roads, and typically the large trucks over time, especially every truck that goes over, does more and more deterioration to our road. Right now, we have no protection whatsoever from that. The roads can be destroyed, and we are completely responsible for that. And with the cost of paving always going up, it's become a hazard and a liability to us. So the purpose of this law, a lot of municipalities across the state are passing these type of laws, is where if there is a particular project of a major magnitude that is going on in the town, whoever is in charge of the project would have to put up a performance bond for the road and ensure that there is no damage to the road. If there is damage, we can deduct that damage from that bond. And this would give us the authority to do so. Right now, there are major projects going on with Dragon Springs. This has been going on for the past 10 years, and nothing really has been done about the massive amount of concrete trucks that are going up Galley Hill Road and destroying the road. This would definitely affect that. Also, we were notified a week or two ago of another major project happening in the Rio Dam area, where they're doing improvements over there, and they're bringing in about 600 to 700 trucks for the life of the project through the Old Plank Road and also Rio Dam Road, which are both small town roads that really were not built to handle that kind of traffic. So again, these are things to insure the town and insure our roads. So really, we're introducing it tonight into the record. There is going to be a public hearing. We need to set a public hearing. My recommendation would be to set the public hearing at the next meeting, which would be July the 8th, 2013. Does anyone have any objections to that?
No, I'll make a motion, we set public hearing on local law number 3 on July 8th, 7 o'clock?
7 you want to do, or 7:30?
7:30.
All right, 7:30?
Second, for sake of discussion.
Okay, moved by Councilman Spears, seconded by Councilman Dean to set public hearing July 8th, 2013, Town Hall at 7:30 PM, and that the town clerk advertise, and we are moving to discussion.
So obviously, we need to make this available to whoever would like to read it, because obviously, again, we're going to have local purveyors, gas companies, oil trucks, that type of thing. I know there's provisions in here for them to get a permit, but there are going to be numerous questions concerning that, understandably so. And copies of this, obviously, extra copies need to be in Flo's office so that people will have the opportunity to take it home and read it. So
Absolutely, and
this is a big deal.
it is a big deal, and copies will be available at the town clerk's office, also online, for people to view. One of the things is, there will be questions that local businesses have that are existing in the town. Well,
Sure.
now what happens? I have trucks that go on these roads every day.
Right.
So one of the things that we're going to have to do is take those questions. We'll have our attorney available to answer that. If there's a problem with the draft, we can always change it
Right.
and tweak it before we pass it. So that would be important. So we'll have that available to everybody. And also, this was a law that was recommended. This is similar text to a law that was passed in upstate New York. It was referred to us by the Association of Towns for New York State, and also the Highway Superintendent Association as well.
Ed, this is what you spoke about at the last meeting?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, did you have a chance to look over it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I looked over it, it seemed pretty good. I
It seems
read it
pretty
through,
tight
so.
knit. Yeah, there's, like I said, it pretty much covers everything in there. And also, if there's, for the local businesses, it has a waiver in there also for
Right.
them, from what I take.
Yeah, or they can get a blanket permit.
Blanket permit. Yeah.
Okay. Has Glenn or Al had a chance to review it yet?
I read it, Carl sent it to me, and it sounds fine. Yeah, word here, word there maybe, but generally,
Right.
it's what we had talked about before. I had actually looked it up in the town highway law, and I sent some stuff around, and, this appeared to be well-researched.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, and then we'll give Glenn an opportunity before the next meeting and take a look at it.
Billy actually had been in the process
Okay.
of drafting one.
Right.
And we weren't sure whether or not this was the one that he had drafted or not.
Okay.
Apparently, it's not.
All right.
So we'll just compare the two and see if
Great.
there's something.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Yep, great, thank you. All right, so again, we have the motion on the floor for July the 8th, 2013, 7:30 PM at the Town Hall for public hearing and for the town clerk to advertise such. Any further questions? We'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And motion carried 3-0. Next on the agenda, we need to set a special meeting for Thursday, July 11th, 2013, at 6 o'clock p.m. at Town Hall for the purpose of a PBA executive session to talk about contract issues concerning the police department and the PBA. So I will move that we set that meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Dean. And any further questions on that?
I have no problem with that, except that I won't be available, but you only need 3 people.
Yep, we just need 3 for a quorum, so.
Very good.
And I believe Councilman Trovey indicated he was able to make that meeting, so.
Okay.
And Councilman Dean, you're good?
Yes.
And I'll be there, so we have definitely 3.
And we have our labor consultant. Is he
Our labor
also-
consultant, Michael Richardson, is scheduled to be there.
Okay,
And so is our attorney, Glenn Plotsky. He
very good.
confirmed as well.
Okay.
Very good. I'm good with it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? Motion carried 3-0. Next is a report from the building department regarding attractive nuisance properties. As both of you are aware, and also, as you might remember, in the past, we've had certain properties where the property owner abandons the property. It becomes, yep, it's right here.
I got an old one. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. All right, so yeah, there are certain portions where, are certain properties where the property becomes an attractive nuisance because it's either burnt out, the property owner abandons the property, we can't find the property owner, or they refuse to do anything with the property to tear it down for safety purposes. So we did receive 2 letters from the building department from our code enforcement officer. The first one is regarding 1 Trails End, which is section block and lot 29-1-4.1. This is, dear gentlemen, on November 8, 2011, the above noted address suffered a structure fire that had completely destroyed the single-family mobile home on the property. Several attempts to have the record owner demolish and remove the structure have gone unanswered. Furthermore, this department has received numerous complaints regarding the hazards this situation brings to the community. As such, this building has been deemed unsafe by this department, and we recommend the town consider demolishing the structure as it is a hazard and a public nuisance. Thank you, and please do not hesitate to contact me with any questions or concerns. Sincerely, Al Fusco III, Code Enforcement Officer. The second letter is regarding a dangerous building on Old Road, which is section block and lot 21-12-6. If I'm not mistaken, this is a property that's on Oak Ridge Park. It's right in the middle of Oak Ridge Park. It's a burnt-out house. On August 20th, 2011, the above noted address suffered a structure fire that had completely destroyed the 2-story structure of the property. Several attempts have gone to the record owner to demolish and remove the structure. They have gone unanswered. Furthermore, this department has received numerous complaints regarding the hazards this situation brings to the community. As such, this building has been deemed unsafe, and by this department, we recommend the town consider demolishing the structure as it is a hazard and a public nuisance. Thank you, and please do not hesitate to contact me. Same, Al Fusco III, Code Enforcement Officer. Now, just as a matter, just for a point of clarification, what are the steps that are needed to do this again? Because it has been a while since we last did this with a property.
First thing you have to do is you have to send written notice to the homeowner that they need to secure or demolish, depending upon the circumstance. If they don't act within whatever time period you set, then you have to schedule a public hearing at a regular town board meeting, where basically and it all gets started by a report from the building department. So it sounds like you've already got the report. At that public hearing, you would accept a report from the building department or town engineer relative to the structure and what needs to be taken care of in order to make it safe. And at that point, the town board could entertain a motion to authorize the demolition, securing, whatever the case might be, with a provision that any cost to have that done be applied to the property as a tax, as if it were a tax on the tax rolls.
Okay, so I believe the next step would be to notify the property owner, give them a time period. What's the standard time period with that kind of a thing?
10 to 15 days.
Okay. Okay. So would anybody have a problem with 10 days, considering these two properties have been like this for about 2 years now?
What's the rush?
Well, let's get it done so we can act on it July 8th if they had taken no action.
Yeah, we took it up to this point one time before, and we let it go, so it's time to do it.
Now, can we set, for notice purposes, can we set a public hearing before, or at the same time that we're sending the letter out, or do we have to do the letter first?
No, you have to do the letter first, you have to give them the opportunity to do it,
Mhm.
and if they don't do it,
Then you can set
then you
public
schedule
hearing.
the public hearing.
Okay. So 15 days, today is the 24th,
10 days.
or 10 days. So we've got 7 days here, 8, 9, 10, so July 4th?
Yeah, except you can't count
No.
for it.
Can't count the 4th, so it'll
do
be
it
July
the 5th.
5th, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you should do is at the meeting of the 8th,
Mhm.
you should get a follow-up report from the engineer as to whether or not any work was done.
Mhm.
And if not, on the 8th, you schedule a hearing for the 22nd,
Mhm.
and then provide the necessary notices to do that.
Okay, sounds like a plan. So I would move that the building department, or would move that we instruct the building, that the town board instructs the building department to send letter of notice
10 day.
of 10-day notice to these properties, or to these property owners of record, that the building, that these buildings, or these unsafe buildings, need to be
Raised.
removed by July the 5th, Friday, July the 5th, and that a report be sent to the town board by the next town board meeting by the building inspector, Monday, July the 8th. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Spears. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And motion carried 3-0. Thanks, Glenn.
My pleasure.
All right, next on the agenda, fee change for the new zoning book. As you know, we have a new zoning book. The previous fee for zoning books were $30. They presently are $30, but it costs the town $50 to produce the book. So we're actually losing money when we're selling these books. We can't sell them for $50 at cost because we've set the rate at $30. So I would move to increase the fee to $50 for purchase of a zoning book. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Dean. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried 3-0. All right, next on the agenda, we have accept resignation of Dean Sinsaba as part-time court attendant. We received a letter dated June the 12th. Dear Honorable Judge Lori Ozowick, I, Dean Sinsaba, regret to inform you that I'm resigning from my position as court officer for the town of Deerpark due to a recent medical situation. My resignation will be effective immediately. Thank you for your time and consideration in this matter. It has been a pleasure working with you. Respectfully yours, Dean Sinsaba. Regretfully move to accept Dean Sinsaba's resignation. Is there a second?
I will second that.
Seconded by Councilman Spears. Any discussion?
No, he's done a great job while he's here, so I hate to see him go, but we hope that his health improves and enjoys the rest of his life and doesn't have to worry about the town of Deerpark Court.
Absolutely, absolutely. We wish Dean the very best and hope he has a fast recovery.
Yeah.
Ditto, ditto.
Ditto, ditto. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And motion carried 3-0. Okay, we have Beamer Road resurfacing update. I'd like to have our highway superintendent come up and give us a little bit of an update on that. We've had some questions from some of the residents on Beamer Road about that road, so.
Yes, Beamer Road has taken a turn for the worse over the winter. I don't know, the company that did the tar and chip or the sealing on that road, are puzzled also. They don't know why it's happened. They brought it to my attention that it's never happened in their industry before. I've heard otherwise from other highway superintendents, from other townships, that it has happened with that company. But they warranted the road for a year. They will be back Monday, July 1st, weather permitting, to reseal the road. And they're guaranteeing that it will work this time. If not, they will come back until it's fixed. I'm trying to get something in writing from them to say that they are going to guarantee it. I got one letter from them saying that was warranted for a year, so I'm going to try to get another one from them to say that it's warranted again. Not going to say that they're going to give me another one, but if not, then we'll take other action elsewhere. But July 4th, the July 1st, the Monday before the July 4th weekend, they're coming up, which is next Monday, to reseal it again.
How long does it take to do that job?
Approximately half a day, depending on if there's no breakdowns or, stuff like that. So if they start around 8 o'clock, we can probably be out of there by 1, 2 o'clock.
So it's a one-day deal?
One-day deal, yep.
Okay.
What's that entail, Ed? I mean, exactly what are
Just,
they?
what they'll do is they'll bring the oil truck up, spray new oil down one lane, take their chipper machine, we supply the stone to the chipper machine, and it hooks right on the truck and just hauls us right down the road, and they just chip right over top of it. Take a rubber tile roller and roll it back in, and then come back up the other lane and do the other lane. And then after about 3 or 4 days, we can go up, sweep the loose stone off or suck it up, whatever. I'm going to look into, after that's done, is fog sealing it as we did to Cahoonsey Road to keep the dust down and the stones from, gibbering up off of it after the traffic and stuff like that. So that's very inexpensive, and it seems to help a lot, so.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Ed, appreciate it. All right, next on the agenda, we have appointment of zoning officer. This is a new position that was designated in our new zoning book as zoning officer. It designates either the chief operating officer of the town, or the building inspector, or the town engineer to act as such, as the zoning officer. Basically, the deal on that is if there's any new projects that come before the town and people don't know where to start, they typically end up in the supervisor's office. They'll ask what to do, where to start, where are we going to go, what's in the zone, what are the taxes, and then I typically take them to the assessor's office, the building inspector's office, that kind of thing, and kind of show them around. So I'd be willing to accept that if the town board is willing to appoint me.
So you're doing that now?
I'm doing that now.
I make a
So-
motion, we appoint Carl Bramenick as the zoning officer.
Okay, motion by Gary Spears, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Dean, and any questions?
Just curious about the pay on that job.
The pay is enormous.
I thought
It
so.
is completely volunteer, can you believe it?
That's the best there is.
Isn't that?
Right.
So,
Good deal.
yes.
Good
All
deal,
right.
no pay.
No pay.
Hope
So-
we don't get what we're paying for.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? Motion carried 3-0. All right, next we have Veterans Committee fundraiser on June 29th, which is this Saturday. Our Veterans Committee is having their first fundraiser, which is a pulled pork dinner, and
Pork pie.
or yes, as some may ask, or some may say, pork, yeah. So, we like to say pulled pork, but yes, it's going to be at the Sparrow Bush Fire Department starting at 2 o'clock p.m. I believe the tickets are $12 each. Is that correct? Do you have that information,
I
Phil?
have the tickets at my office.
The tickets are for sale at the VFW. They're also for sale at the town clerk's office. So if you're interested in going, it should be a good dinner, and it's going to raise funds for our new Veterans Memorial, or our proposed Veterans Memorial to be located at the Sparrow Bush Park. So if you can make it, please do.
What time does it end?
There was no ending time on the sheet.
Okay.
My assumption would be it's a 2-hour thing, 2 to 3 hour thing.
2 to 4, okay.
Yeah, so be safe 2 to 4, but it does start at 2 o'clock, Sparrow Bush Firehouse. And last on the agenda, holiday closing updates, just basically that we are closed on Independence Day, July 4th, for Independence Day. So town offices will be closed on that day, and don't come to town hall that day.
What
Enjoy
about the zoning
fireworks.
officer? Is he working that day?
Zoning officer will not be on duty that day. No. So,
Yeah.
all right. Next on the agenda, appropriation, budget, and payment of bills. We have payment of bills. Let's see, do I have the sheet? No, I do not have the
Yes,
sheet
I
with
put it
me.
there. I put it right on top, by the microphone, by your calendar.
Let me look for the sheet. Cannot find the sheet by the calendar. Ah, I found it. There, it was hiding. It was hiding. All right, Town of Deerpark, General Fund, abstract number 11. We it says did not receive yet. So I'm assuming it wasn't brought to the town clerk's office, or is there a total on that?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, total is $84,622.66. That is for general fund abstract number 11. Then we also have highway fund abstract number 11, $35,886.30. Street lighting abstract number 8 for Deer Park Manor, $389.29. And special revenue reserve abstract number 1, that's for $1,378.00. So everyone's aware, special revenue reserve. This is a new abstract. What this encompasses is TD Bank informed us they would have to start charging us more fees because of the amount of bank accounts that we had. So we had to consolidate a number of our bank accounts. So we took those that weren't legally necessary, such as World Trade Center account, the Veterans account, the Community Development account. We combined it into one account. We're separating it with QuickBooks. That way, we know how much is allocated for each program, but it is in one account. That one account is called Special Revenue Reserve. So if there's anything that's spent out of that account for any program, it'll be out of an abstract for Special Revenue Reserve. So I'll move that
that
we pay
eliminate
those
the
bills
fee?
with 3 or more council signatures. Is there a second?
Second.
And second, questions?
Did that eliminate the fee?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Actually, we're
job.
saving money doing this.
Perfect.
Yes. So, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried 3-0. We have closing board comments next. Councilman Spears.
Yeah, I just want to again thank Dean Sinzabaugh for his years of service to the town. He did do an excellent job, and we hate to see him go, but again, we wish him the best health. And also want to thank Ed and Al and Glenn for the new road maintenance agreement type highway law, because I think it's sorely needed, and I think going forward into the future, we're going to be very happy that we have it. So that's about it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Councilman Dean.
Yes, I'd also like to thank Dean Zinzabaugh for his many years of dedicated service at the town, and good guy, always smiling, happy guy, big giant of a guy, but really, really a nice guy. And I hope he gets well, and I hope he lives a long, productive life. And
Speaking of which, I got news earlier yesterday that one of the reps at the UDC had passed away, Mr. John Niflot. He was a good guy, 78 years old, died of a heart attack in his house. So, but he, it's a sad thing, but I'll tell you, I got his information here. He led a long, productive life. So, Godspeed. And I'm happy to see that Ed has arranged for the guys to come back to Beamer Road and take good care of that. Thanks, Ed. I appreciate what you've done there. It's important. I mean, we spend some money on the roads, considerable sum of money, and it's always good that the residents see that, hey, when we hire somebody to do the job, they do the job.
And
So
just to let it be noted that that's like their expense.
correct. Yeah, it's they're just living up to the warranty right now, as well they should. So the other thing I wanted to do, I wanted to give the highway department a big thumbs up for the paving job that was done down in the hamlet of Sparrowbush. Looks good, Ed. Now we get the police over there to slow everybody down, and but another good job, well done. So I'd like to congratulate the new zoning officer on his new appointment.
Thanks.
And I want to make sure that none of that money went into that special account there, so.
Nope, definitely not.
That's all I have.
All right. All right, I just have a couple things again, echoing the other councilman. Thank you to Dean Sinsaba. We will definitely miss you over here. He was always a friendly guy to talk to, and I do wish him well in getting better, getting well, and we're sure that he will, and that everyone's looking out for him, and the best to him and Viola. Thank you also going to our engineer, Al Fusco. I was notified by Al that he has been working extra hard to get us the well-deserved FEMA money that we need for the Big Pond Road Bridge, which has been being delayed for about now 2 years. We have a temporary fix in place on Big Pond Road. We do get questions from time to time when that's going to actually be mitigated and fixed completely. But again, thank you to Al. He's not only looking to get us what is needed for the road, but looking to get us extra money so that we could fully upgrade that road and make it better for everyone. So, again, thank you for your work on that. Thanks also goes out to Ed Houston and the highway guys. Academy Avenue, they're working very, very hard on. There were, for years, various drainage issues on Academy Avenue. They are working diligently to fix that problem, and they are trying to make it a safe and passable road for everybody. So a good job there. I heard a lot of good things about Main Street, so good job on Main Street. And now with the thing on Beamer Road getting fixed, I'm happy about that too. Going around town the past month or so and visiting people, I've heard nothing but good things. So everyone's doing a good job on that aspect. So very good. Thank you very much on that. We're going to have an executive session tonight, so we'll move to go into executive session, and then we'll also probably move to do a small recess. So I'll move that we go into executive session for the purpose of a potential litigation update. We also invite in attorney Glenn Plotsky and Highway Superintendent Ed Houston and Town Engineer Al Fusco.
Second.
And that the executive session starts at 8:30.
Second that, too.
All right, seconded by Councilman Spears. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And motion carried 3-0. And I'll move that we recess until 8:30. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Dean. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? And we are in recess till 8:30, where an executive session will start. We will not be voting on anything after the executive session, and we will vote to adjourn. So, thank you very much. Have a good night.